Hi guys, Penny Rose Journals, how you doing? Okay, we are here with a bit of busy work. I have these papers here. They are just shopping bag that's torn down into panels, and I've painted over the logo with house paint. I often use these as pages in a journal, but today I'm going to use these cool napkins. Now, if you are looking for these, I got these from IKEA in Australia, in Perth, a really long time ago. They may or may not still have them. They are 3-layered napkins, and I'm going to pull them apart into all 3 layers and use them to put lines onto these pieces of shopping bag, just for something different to put in a journal. So I've had these, like I say, for a really long time, and I've just been tidying my room and getting rid of some stuff, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to use these and be done with them. So yeah, I'm just going to separate them and then use the top 2 layers, because the top layer obviously has the dark lines. The second layer has a lighter print of the lines, and the third layer is just plain. I will be keeping those third layers and doing some stamping and stuff on them so that I can use them in different projects, but not today. I will just fold them up and put them away. But yeah, this second layer has quite a nice line on it as well, so I'll be using both of them. Now you'll see me pull apart these napkins in a specific way before some very kind person tells me you can use tape and it's a lot quicker and blah blah blah. I just like to do it this way. It's just the way I do it. I have used tape, I've done all the things to make it easy on myself, but I just like to do this, which is basically scratch along the side seam until they sort of start to separate, and then blow on them, and then that kind of separates them quite a bit, and I can just pull them apart. I just find it very satisfying, so that's the way I do it. Yeah, so all I'm going to do is put these plain ones aside, use the other 2. I'm going to be painting them on with a 50-50 mix of PVA glue and water, and just trying to be very, very careful so that I don't tear the napkins. And that's all I'm going to do. So let me split apart a few of these napkins, and then I'll come back and paste a few on with you, and basically that'll be it. That's all I'm doing today. What I will do is I will do a bunch of all of this off of camera, and then come back and show you some of the pages the next day once they're dry. Now these napkins are in their entirety delightfully almost exactly the same size as a brown paper bag. So that's working out really well for me. So all I'm going to do is take a stack of these and just start painting PVA on them. And once I've got them wet, I will drape a napkin over the top, and then very, very gently use a wet brush to brush over the top again. Now, when I go over the top of the napkin, I'm basically just dragging it with the weight of the brush. I'm not putting any pressure on it at all. And still, I do tear the odd one or two. Not that I care, but but I mean, the idea is to have lines on the paper when I'm done, so I don't want to, go too roughshod all over it and tear it to bits so you can't see what it is. So yeah, I am being quite gentle with this, but they still do tear, so you just got to keep that in mind. It's just one of the parts of the process. So but in the end of the day, we ended up with a page that is nice and sort of rough and has lines on it, which is kind of cool. It also changes the feel of the paper bag. I don't know, I mean, you've obviously dealt with paper bag before. It's quite sort of stiff and crackly almost, but once you've painted it with the PVA and put the napkin on it, it kind of feels a bit softer, which is interesting to me, but yeah, neither here nor there really. So we're just going to do that with as many paper bags as I can sort of drape around my room. It is winter here, so these do take a whole day to dry. It would be much smarter to do this in summer, but I've never prescribed to being particularly bright. Just busy. So I'm doing it in the dead of winter and just draping them all over my room where they won't stick to anything. And yeah, I'm just doing as many as I can a day, and then until my napkins or my bags run out. Either way, one or the other. So I will do a few, and then yeah, I will do the rest off camera and come back and show you what they're looking like the next day once they've dried out. Right, well, as fascinating as I'm sure this is to watch, I'm going to now jump to the next day and show you the finished product. And here we are the next day, and here are our papers, and I think they look great. Obviously they will need to be torn down to fit into a journal. And the beautiful thing is that all the bits that are torn off will also be super interesting for paper clusters and collaging things and whatever else. So yeah, I really like them. I'm glad to finally see the back of those napkins. As you can see, I've still got a bunch there, but over the next few days I will make sure they disappear from my room. And I've got all of these pages to pop into storage. So yeah, I hope you like that, guys. Thanks very much for spending your time with me today. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.